upstairs in a work session. And in the work session, we brought the meeting to order. We appointed a president pro tem, which is why I'm sitting in the middle seat. I'm going to carry out that responsibility. We also had a work session, and Sean did a tax budget hearing, which is part of the beginning of the year activities for us. And we have reconvened into regular session. So I'm going to start the opening of our public session, regular session. If you all would please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, our first item of business tonight, before we get into the good stuff over here with our cheerleaders, can't wait for that, we are going to appoint and vote for an office, or president and vice president offices of the board. So tonight, I would like to have a motion of someone for president.
I'd like to move to nominate Ian Orr for the office of president.
Second.
Second. Okay, with that, any discussion, any comments? Got it. Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Ms. Yingling?
Yes.
Ms. Abachi?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
5-0.
All righty. I will surrender my chair.
Congratulations.
I, Ian Orr,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge my duties as president
discharge my duties as president
in and for the Mason City School District,
in and for the Mason City School District,
Warren County, Ohio,
Warren County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
during my term of office.
during my term of office.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
You go work.
So now we will accept any nominations for vice president. And I would like to nominate my friend Matt Steele to be vice president. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
Ms. Abachi?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
5-0.
Congratulations.
I, Matt Steele,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge my duties as vice president
discharge my duties as vice president
in and for the Mason City School District,
in and for the Mason City School District,
Warren County, Ohio,
Warren County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability
during my term of office.
during my term of office.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah. So now that we have done that, I want to thank my board members for their trust and support and having me serve in the middle seat. So with that, we want to get to the fun stuff, which is why everybody's here. I know you guys didn't really come for that. Item number 8, superintendent's presentation. Jonathan, please take it away.
All right, congratulations, board, for the transition, president, vice president. I would like to start with, every month, we have a wayfinding video. Wayfinding video is a way for us to look into the district and to make sense out of some of the things that we do here to make this a place for each and every student to connect and to find their way, their purpose, and their potential. So tonight, turn it over to Tracy Carson. Tell us about our wayfinding video for January.
tonight's wayfinding moment really is a community coming together to support some of our comets in need. We're going to show you a little bit of what Holiday Help did this year.
In a community known for Mason moments, we had a spectacular one that happened in December when we were able as a community to come together and ensure that 896 comets were able to get something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. That was all thanks to the generosity of you and organizations like Shine Like Sable, the Mason Schools Foundation, our Comet Cupboards, the Mason Kiwanis Club, the City of Mason, Mason Rotary, so many others, and a whole lot of incredible donors. We are so grateful for the volunteers. Over 10,000 hours went into this effort, and it wouldn't be possible if we didn't have a community that is dedicated to comet culture and inclusive excellence and giving each and every family the dignity of making sure that their child had a happy holiday. This year's efforts would never have happened without the dynamic, incredible, they never sleep duo of Casey and Ryan Moran. They were organizers extraordinaire, making sure that every dollar raised was stretched beyond belief, coming up with problem-solving ways on how to set up an extraordinary experience. We're so grateful for their leadership in this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for our generous community. Let's give them a hand for this wayfinding moment. Thank you so much. Tracy, if someone would like to donate to Holiday Help, is that something that can go on throughout the year?
It absolutely is. I'm so glad that you said that. We actually, our Treasurer's Department has set up within Pay Schools. You can continue to do a donation all year long, as well as through PayPal on our school district will allow you to do that. And several of our organizations are already hard at work. Be ready to help us make some blankets for next year. That was a big lift. It wouldn't have happened without a whole lot of students and support groups doing that. So we are looking forward to continuing to build that momentum for Holiday Help.
Thank you so much. All right, and now it is time for Team Magic. We are excited to welcome Team Magic to the floor. I'm not sure who to turn this over to, but I know that Team Magic has already been performing at high levels today at the Mason Comets basketball game earlier tonight, and then they are here to perform here for the board to kick off Board Appreciation Month in January, so we're excited for you to be here. Colleen or Jill, is there anything you want me to kick off before, or maybe afterwards you can talk a little bit about the program? Is that okay?
It's a little tighter than normal. We have a little bit, we're usually in a gym. All right, we ready? Does everybody have enough room?
I go
everybody down here. Come on.
You do like pictures.
Are you gonna get down there with them? Did they take?
They did great.
Yeah, let's just do. My other girls come on up. Magic girls come right here. Magic girls come right in front. Oh, perfect. Okay. Let's see. One, two. All right, magic. One, two, three. Magic! Yeah! Great!
Great job, ladies. Great job. Great job.
Oh yeah, I put in the bag. I don't know.
That was one.
Excuse me.
I'm telling you, I gifts for you.
Charles, do you have enough?
Not.
Okay.
There you go. That's for you, and that's for you.
And you don't need to talk over anything, you just pick up your voice. So if you just stand right here, you'll pick up everything.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one. Did you get yours? No. No. Yes. Thank you.
I got two more. I think I need one more.
Yeah.
These girls.
Yeah, I need more.
We got just me.
You get it back.
You can talk to anybody, so. Big group.
You may need.
Need more?
Typically, we give.
Clear. That's great. He is a blessing. All right, do you want to?
Yes, please. Take it away.
All right, we're gonna just take a couple minutes and then we'll get you on your way, 'cause I know you have a busy schedule ahead and things to do and probably homework and all kinds of fun things ahead of you and autographs to sign. But before you go, we want to give our board a chance to just ask you a couple questions about your season and how that's going and maybe what you're learning and all that good stuff. So I'll turn it over and let the board ask a couple questions.
Or if they want to share.
So about how many games do you cheer at?
We cheer at like 6 games.
6 games. Do you do all the home ones?
And we did a pepper assembly as well.
You did. That is so fun.
So I have
You-
two, oh, sorry.
No. I just wanted to compliment you. You guys were amazing, and it was so fun to watch. Thank you so much.
I have two questions. One is easy, one might be a little hard to think about. But first, what is your name? We didn't,
My name is Alina Gosani.
well, nice to meet you, Alina. What has been your favorite part of this experience, cheerleading?
I feel like one of my favorite parts is like every day I walk in with a good smile and I try to like give them more, encouragement and more like positivity.
Nice.
Well, you're good at it because look at this room. Look at all the smiles in this room.
Drop the mic. I love it.
Meeting's over, guys.
We can go home.
Alina, I think you definitely have a knack for just show business and knowing to like find that high note and exit, leave on a high note. You guys, we could tell you guys were really putting a lot of time and energy and effort into it. And my favorite part about your performance was when you finished seeing the smiles on your faces and the hugs that you shared with each other. And I'm just so grateful that you guys could come and share your cheering with us tonight.
I'm just concerned about what the coaches have going for the diet they tell you all to eat, because I never saw so much energy in my whole life in one place.
We do start with a snack. So like our plan is like before we have practice, we come in, we have a snack break first, and then we go do like our practice for like a couple hours, and then our parents come and pick us up.
Aw, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Fantastic. It's working.
So you guys are our middle school cheer team, and what does it mean to be a Mason Comet? How are you enjoying showing the rest of the middle school and getting them excited about being a Comet at the games?
I feel like the one thing I'm happy I can show the Mason of the Mason Middle School cheerleaders is in high school it's more like confidence and like
That's awesome.
positivity and like not to every day when you guys come in it puts a smile on my face.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Matt's not done.
I do have one more quick question. The high school cheerleader, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. What is your name?
My name's Chloe Smith.
Chloe, can you tell us, just reflect on the experience from the high school cheerleader point of view too?
So I have been wanting there to be this type of cheer team for so long now. It's such a cool experience because, especially for me, it's what I want to go into in my future. So to be able to be a cheerleader like on my team, but also be able to help a whole another group of students become cheerleaders, it is such just a joyful experience, and especially getting to see all of them achieve what they want to. And have those huge, insane smiles on their face at the end. It is just so good to see that.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
And it looks like you had no trouble finding a bunch of people
Yeah,
who wanted to
so
do
it
that
was
as well.
Actually amazing. We have a couple of high school cheerleaders here, but a lot of middle school cheerleaders, which I'm so happy about, because that shows what it's going to look like coming into high school and how much this program is going to grow, and I'm so excited.
It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. to
All of you,
volunteers, too.
all of you should be really proud. There are thousands of students and tens of thousands of Mason residents who never get to come to a school board meeting, let alone be performers at a meeting, or let alone speak at that podium. So again, you guys should be super proud that you guys were able to perform tonight, and we're just so grateful to have you here.
And am I correct that you are going to the high school game right now?
they gotta
the
go.
varsity
You
game?
guys
You're
are
gonna
holding them
go
up.
perform. Oh,
Sorry.
you came from it.
Okay.
That's awesome. Okay.
They gotta perform again.
We're fine.
want to just
Yeah.
take a quick moment to thank the Mason Schools Foundation because, and Brittany Burlage, you guys can see the magic that happens here. And it's been a joy for Jill and I to just be a part of it. But it started with Brittany and her idea, and she said, hey, would you be interested in doing this? I'm like, yeah, sure. It's a game changer. It's a life changer, and the joy that they bring and seeing these young women who volunteered, everybody learned and everybody felt valued, and there was just a lot of learning on all levels, and that wouldn't have happened if you didn't put this in place. So I'm grateful for that.
The connection that we saw, starting from our first practice with our 7 through 12 cheerleaders, our Team Magic, and just to where we are now. The friendships, the fun, the camaraderie has been amazing. They're very talented, all of them are just extremely talented young ladies.
And Morgan, I think you're saying you're ready to go. We're ready.
We will take a pause so you guys can head out. So, but thank you all for coming and performing for us.
Manja.
Oh, please, Amanda.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
As she comes up here, the Mason School Foundation, the uniforms are completely paid for, the bows, the everything is paid for, except for, yeah, through the grant, so that was amazing. Okay, all right, your turn.
Yes, she wants a question.
Oh.
Bring it.
Okay.
Manja, what is your favorite part about being on Team Magic?
I was gonna ask.
It'd be nice to
Everybody's nice.
be nice to each other and be joyful ever. And my heart make grown lot. And then I had a lot of best friends.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I
Well,
love
thank
it.
you for sharing your joy with us. We'll ask the same one.
What is your
Yeah.
what's your favorite song in the routine?
My favorite song is Shake It Off
Shake
because
It.
I went to her concert.
Oh,
We
nice.
have a Swiftie. We have a Swiftie.
Right.
How long have you been cheering?
A long time.
Yep. All right. I can tell.
Morgan, do you cheer for the? Does Morgan cheer for the Bengals?
Yes, I am.
I thought so.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Hey, thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
Magic. Team Magic.
We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, parents. Thanks for being here tonight.
Love it. See what they sponsor.
Thank you, parents.
That was so fun.
You were wonderful.
Yeah, I know. Don't forget your bag.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was amazing.
That was great.
Yeah. Some of those girls had the moves, didn't they? I know. I know.
Great job.
My son has basketball practice.
Oh, I thought you were sleeping.
My son.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, that takes a special part, I'm telling you. Are they the same? They're not the same age, are they? They are the same grade.
Thank you.
I just-
That's the second thing I forgot.
Oh, I don't want him to leave. It was so nice having him here.
Apologize to anybody staying. You just get us for the rest of the day.
Hey, you can get out there and cheer if you like.
Great.
We all got phones. It's got great acoustics. We'll clap for you. We can make it happen.
What does that mean? We all got- Crack me up, dude.
Say hi to Miles. That was fun.
Okay. We are back. It looks like we are at item number 9, hearing of the public. Tracy, do we have anything tonight?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you so much. We will move to item number 10, Board of Education appointments. I think we have to nominate one another for the OSBA Legislative Liaison and the Student Achievement Liaison. Do we have any takers for the legislative?
I think Jonathan made a suggestion in his circulation. So,
Yes.
Ian,
I
do
think
you
it's-
have any objections to being appointed legislative liaison?
I do not. I do not. I can do the legislative liaison, so we just need a motion.
So I would nominate Ian Orr for the legislative liaison.
I'll second that.
Any comments? Sean, please call the roll.
Ms. Yingling?
Yes.
Mrs. Bakshi?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
5-0.
And so, in keeping with what Dr. Cooper said, we've got 2 new members on our Student Achievement Committee. So, Mr. Steele, Mr. Galvin, would either of you want to raise your hand for the Student Achievement Liaison for the OSBA? Going once, going twice. Mr. Galvin?
I'll second that.
Second that? Any comments? Seeing none, Sean, please call the roll.
Mrs. Bakshi?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
5-0.
All
And
right.
just for the record, we make a little light of these positions there really isn't much to them. So in case anybody's watching this, they're light on responsibility.
Correct.
It's sort of a technical requirement that as a member of the OSBA,
Correct.
each district.
I
has
fully
represented.
intend to
As you say,
exert
that was
as much
until
power
Charles.
and wield with an iron fist from this role, though. So
Well, we appreciate, thank you for serving in that.
So that moves us nicely into item number 11, which is the Board of Education 2025 schedule. Jonathan, I think we're going to unveil our schedule tonight.
Yes, so this is the 2025 education meetings. One, if anybody has gotten used to the rhythm that we usually have the second and fourth Tuesday, starting in February, we'll be moving to the first and third Tuesday. So we'll continue the same 2-a-month rhythm, but it will just move to the first and third Tuesday of the month.
I think we're mindful also in the November calendar that we didn't want to have that one on Election Day, so we have that moved
Move
to the
that back.
second Tuesday.
Thank you.
And maybe a couple others where there were.
January was moved because we are not in school.
First Tuesday right away back. So we thought we'd give ourselves that week back and then
Yep.
start over.
So any other commentary on this? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Sean?
I think you go, any discussion? and
Oh,
then-
any discussion, that's right. Any discussion on this one? Further discussion? Nope. Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Ms. Yingling?
Yes.
Mrs. Bakshi?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 12, superintendent's recommendations, personnel items. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Jonathan?
Yeah, we just have one item that Aaron Cherney is going to be approved of tonight for unpaid leave, and so that's the one item we have, and then we'll have more items in the second meeting in January.
Perfect. Any further discussion? Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
Mrs. Bakshi?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 13, tax advances. Do I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Sean?
So basically what this authorizes us to do is to request and collect any property tax collection advances from the county treasurer's office. So as they're collecting those taxes throughout the year, Instead of waiting until the very end of the process, which is about 2 months in, we can go ahead and get those up front and begin earning interest earnings on those proceeds. So this authorizes us to do that.
That's great. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
Mrs. Batchy?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 14, Service Fund. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, Sean, on
So
our
service fund, yeah, this authorizes us to set up a service fund, which is a professional development fund for any board member trainings throughout the year, and so we'll use that for anything that comes up.
Awesome. Should probably use that. Any other commentary? Seeing none, Sean, please call the roll.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
Mrs. Batchy?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 15, Records Commission. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We gotta let Charles move for a second. He's not used to doing this. I just realized.
I'm
He's
out of
chomping at the
practice.
It's all you, Charles.
Any commentary?
Just
on-
that this is the reason that Ian was interested in being president, to serve this right here.
I have,
There you go.
I have a pen. I love to
The
sign my
Records
name.
Commission.
That's right,
Yeah.
Records Commission. So Records Commission is something we do each year. The local Records Commission consists of the board president, this year, Mr. Orr, superintendent and treasurer. So basically, we're looking at records retention policies and anything throughout the district where somebody might want to dispose of public records. There's a process that we have to go through. There's a retention schedule we have to follow. So if there's any request to dispose of old records, then they have to go to this commission. This commission will review, make sure those are in line with the policy, approve that, and then send it to the State Historical Connection where they approve it. And once they approve it, then we can actually go ahead and dispose of those records. So this is just part of that process and sets up that commission for the year.
Sounds like I'll have to use some of that Service Commission dollars to get up to board on what I have to do in the role as president for Records Commission. So, any further commentary on this? Seeing none, Sean, please call the roll.
Mrs. Batchy?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 16, Tax Incentive Review Council Representative Appointment. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
There we go.
Second.
Any commentary?
So Tax Incentive Review Council is a commission that meets at the county once a year, and basically their role is to review any economic development incentive agreements, so TIFs or CRAs or those kinds of things. And so each city or township or village that might have some kind of TIF or CRA in place, they go before this Incentive Review Council, and they kind of go through those agreements and make sure that the companies that are part of those are following through with what they said they were going to do up front. And so we have this basically appoints the treasurer, myself, to go to that meeting and kind of hear from any entities that are that we're working with. So in our case, that's Deerfield Township and City of Mason. Fortunately for us, we have a great relationship with both of those entities, and they're great to work with. So we don't have any concerns about it, but this is just part of our annual process that we go through.
Awesome. Any further commentary? Seeing none, Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
Mrs. Batchy?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 17, Payment of Bills, Investment of Funds, and Accounting Transactions. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
And it looks like we need to do this because paying bills is part of what we do. So Sean, please let us know what we're doing.
Yep, this is just authorizing us for the calendar year to kind of process our daily transactions. Obviously, there's other things specific things that we do that will come back to the board for approval, whether it's appropriations or contracts or those kinds of things, but this kind of helps us get started with the year with kind of our normal processing, so.
Thank you for that. Any further commentary from the board? Seeing none, Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
Mrs. Batchy?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 18, Public Records Representative. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Sean, looks like we're gonna hopefully vote you in as our public records representative.
Absolutely. So we receive public records requests on a regular basis. So part of one of our requirements is that the board or a designee goes through public records training for each term. So this basically appoints the treasurer to go through that training as part of our compliance. Obviously, any board member or anybody else is welcome to go through that training as well, but this does cover that for our district and helps us with our our public records requests fulfillment.
Public records requests are comprehensive and detailed, and that work is not easy. So thank you, Sean, for doing that for us, because it is a requirement under law and it keeps us compliant. So grateful that you always step up to take care of that for us.
Sure. Thank you.
Any further board commentary? Seeing none, Mr. Bevan, please call the roll.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Ms. Yingling?
Yes.
Ms. Abachi?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 19, approved designee for expulsion hearings. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Any commentary on item number 19?
Yes, if there is the case that we would need to have someone here, expulsion hearing passed where we are, and they're asking us to listen, that would be Bill Dieters and his legal firm he sits in and does that. We've had one in the last, my 7 years here, but he is there in case we need him. So that's Bill Dieters and his firm. So if there's an appeal made to the expulsion hearing process goes through Todd Petrie in his office, hears those coming from the building. The building's the one that recommends that. So just so you understand the process. And then we'll bring that information to you as a board.
Thank you, Jonathan. Any further commentary from the board on item number 19? Seeing none, Mr. Bevan, please call the roll.
Ms. Yingling?
Yes.
Ms. Abachi?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 20, personnel employment between board meetings. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jonathan, do we have any commentary on this one?
Yeah, if there is opportunities for us to offer positions to staff in between meetings, this just gives me the authority to offer the position, and then we obviously bring them. It's all pending the board's vote of approval at the next board meeting. So if it's between board meetings, I can offer the position, the compensation, and then it comes to you for the final vote and approval.
Very good. Any board commentary on this? Seeing none, Mr. Bevan, please call the roll.
Ms. Abachi?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Ms. Yingling?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 21, disposal of property. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Any commentary on item number 21?
So throughout the years, we have old items that we're disposing of. If they're under $5,000 in value, then this gives us the authority to go ahead and go through whatever process we need to dispose of those things. I will say it's very, very rare that we would get rid of anything as a district that's worth more than $5,000. And so most of the time, if we're getting rid of something, it's old textbooks or buses that don't roll, or old trucks that are rusted out or whatever. So, but this allows us to go through a process to dispose of those items.
A bus that doesn't roll is no bus at all. Any further board commentary? Seeing none, Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Ms. Yingling?
Yes.
Ms. Abachi?
Yes.
5-0.
We have come to item number 22, treasurer's report. Sean, the floor is yours.
I think we can move.
Do we move?
Yeah, we move this one. yeah.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Any commentary?
So the only thing we have on here tonight is the tax budget. We'll have our normal monthly financial reports at the next meeting, but the tax budget, just as a reminder, as a document that serves a few purposes. One, it's part of our budgetary compliance with Ohio budgetary laws. It's a document that we prepare and send to the county auditor. We will meet with them, actually the Budget Commission next month, and so that's the county auditor, the county treasurer, the county prosecutor, and they kind of go through this and review it. One of the purposes of this document is to show that the district that any school district has the need for the property taxes that the county auditor and county treasurer are going to collect on our behalf and send to us. I would say the number one purpose of this document that's most helpful in the process is that as part of this, we submit to the county what our debt payments are going to be for the year, so our principal and interest payments over the next couple years. And we also give them our cash reserve balances in our bond retirement fund. And so basically they use that to kind of help guide the millage rate that they set for our bond mills. And so basically that's probably the number one use of this document. And so it is something that is helpful. And that's kind of the process that we go through. This kicks it off for the year.
Very good. Any further board commentary?
Thank you for always putting that comprehensive memo ahead of every meeting and
Sure.
explaining and walking us through these reports, Sean. It's very helpful and informative, and would just extend the invitation to the members of the public that ever have any questions about school district finances, all things public education and Ohio school funding. Sean is a great resource, and we're lucky to have him.
Thank you.
Ditto. Agree.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further
Yes.
commentary? Sean, please call the roll.
Mr. Galvin?
Yes.
Mr. Orr?
Yes.
Mrs. Yingling?
Yes.
Mrs. Batchy?
Yes.
Mr. Steele?
Yes.
5-0.
Item number 23, committee reports. Looks like we just have 2 committees that have met since the last time we met. So,
Safe and inviting schools. Todd, do you want to give us an update?
Yes, for the past couple of years, we've had a really engaged Safe and Inviting Council made up of community members, parents, administrators. And one of the things we've been analyzing is how run, hide, fight can be blended into our current safety procedures. And we finally were able to work that out, heard the voice of the kids. They really appealed to it because they understand the meaning of those 3 words. Our last meeting, our team gave feedback to committee, and I'll continue to meet with the administrators, and we'll intertwine some of that into our processes. Our next meeting is February 20th, and that's going to be much more on our mental health practices, which are led by Mr. T.J. Glassmeyer. And then we will always receive feedback from this committee to make sure we're delivering to the community what they feel is best.
Thanks, Todd.
thank you, Todd. Student achievement?
Student Achievement Committee met on January 9th, and we had 2 topics. One was getting committee members' insights on personal learning days as we look to add an additional 2 personal learning days beginning next school year, going from 2 to 4. And these are student learning days that are happening outside of the school building and that allow our educators to engage in professional learning and collaboration. And so we're really looking for their insights as we look to adding days to how these days can help support our vision and mission for supporting our students while also making sure that they're both meaningful for our students and manageable for our families. So had some really great conversations and insights, and we'll be sharing probably soon how any member of our amazing community can come and give their insights as well on this very question. And then we met at the middle school and had an opportunity to hear from that team about their implementation of neighborhoods this year from Mr. Reuter and Ms. Burlish, who are here today, shared, and we also got to hear from a panel of teachers. This has been an effort to build community, ease the transition from MI to the high school, grouping groups of about 150 students with the same 4 core teachers, while students are still going out to all different elective classes throughout the building. So heard some really impactful data around the positive impact it's had on student belonging in terms of what they're reporting about their sense of belonging and connection in school, and from teachers about how it supported their ability to collaborate around student support needs in ways that were not possible when students were seeing all different teachers in the building. So, and how they're continuing to learn and iterate as they implement something new there.
Thank you, Amy. It was a good meeting. Item B is the 2025 committee assignments for the school board. Jonathan, you want to just take that real quick?
Yeah, we have 10 superintendent committees that our board graciously serves on, and you know, if you've not served as a board member, you might not see all the things they do behind the scenes, but they show up a lot, and we ask them to be a part of this and be engaged, and so they are a part of these different components, giving us good feedback, and we have also community members and students in some of the different committees. Some of them meet quarterly, some of them meet monthly, and others meet as needed. So that's the assignments. I usually recommend assignments working with the board, some of their schedules, and we rotate around so they can get a good sense of what's going on throughout the district and see the operations of the business. So thank you for your service on that, but that's what we have tonight set up in front of you.
I think those will be posted online, Tracy, so if you have a just curiosity as to which committees we serve on, that list will be posted for you guys to peruse. So I think that brings us to item 24, legislative update. So we'll turn it to Jonathan for his legislative update.
Yeah, legislative update. I'll be brief on this, but we have the 136th General Assembly has convened. They had the organizational meeting on January 6th. Representative Matt Huffman, who we anticipated being elected as Speaker of the House, was unanimously voted in as Speaker of the House. Matt Huffman was previously in the Senate president, so lots of influence there, and we work with him to try to move things forward on behalf of public schools. Rob McCauley, who is a good, strong friend of Matt Huffman, is in charge of the state Senate, so he will be the president of the Senate. So those are the two players there that are leading the way. One other piece of news, Gail Manning, also a friend of education, is going to be overseeing some of our educational pieces of legislation, so that'll be a good connection for us to work with her, just to be a good advocate for us. Some of the bills that were passed that we've been talking about for the last several meetings that Governor DeWine passed through just recently was House Bill 8, House Bill 206, House Bill 496, and Senate Bill 208, and like I said, some of that's in my update to you, but you've also, we've talked a little bit about some of the different ways that that's going to be implemented, whether it's communication with parents. We've talked a little bit about that, making sure that we do that already, but we're making sure that we're aligned with that. There's also the open enrollment for military families and a few other things that we're just looking at. So we'll update our policies and procedures to make sure they align with those practices. Thanks.
Thank you, Jonathan. I think that takes us to item number 25, administrator commentary. Start with Tracy.
Sure. I know next meeting we will officially celebrate January as School Board Appreciation Month, but we really do appreciate you and want to give a special congratulations to you, Mr. Orr, as president, and Mr. Steele as vice president. And then wanted to just acknowledge, you know, past boards and our district has had a long desire of trying to, some of the things that we're so proud of are things that our community came together to wrestle through, and we have a superintendent who took that model and really deeply thought about what would community sourcing look like, and has made it such an important rhythm of how our district gets the community's best ideas around important thorny questions that we have, and thinks, how can we do things better? How can we stay fresh? And with our new contract, as Amy was, Dr. Brennan was saying, we had now, instead of just 2 personal learning days, we have 4. And Dr. Cooper has also had community conversations every month at Brewing Up Conversations coffees, and I see a couple of community members in our audience tonight who were at this Monday's conversation at Cocoon Coffee, and then he does brewing up ones at local breweries at night. But he's had a desire of, we want more leaders and more folks in our schools to be able to access the leaders who are making decisions. And so all of our schools, as we'll be having on January 21st, Tuesday, an elementary conversation around personal learning days. So people can come and give their own thoughts about how do we make these days really meaningful for students, but also manageable as a family. And then also get a chance to connect with your your child's building principals. So principals and assistant principals will be there just to have the same kind of conversations that Dr. Cooper has been having every month. And then on the Wednesday 22nd, that same kind of thing. Come and talk to us about personal learning days, particularly what makes that meaningful and manageable as a family for your 7th through 12th grader, but also get a chance to talk to Mr. Reuter and Mr. Brown and Mr. Powell's here, and other high school and middle school administrators in a conversation about things that matter to you. So just so appreciate Dr. Cooper's approach to that. Know that the board has very much appreciated and supported tapping into the expertise of our community, and so we're really hoping that we'll have a nice turnout for these to give real meaning into what the next iteration of what these days, which could or could not stay personal learning days, what could that look like as we go forward?
Thank you, Tracy. Dr. Brennan?
Quickly, I can't meet Team Magic's energy, but a thank you, just a really heartfelt thank you to each of you for your service. It really matters and is appreciated. And Mr. Galvin, thank you for your many years of sitting in the president's seat, and a big congratulations to you, Mr. Orr and Mr. Steele, for your recent appointments.
Thank you, Dr. Brennan. I look at that chair and I get really sad, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna slide right to you, Christine.
I know, it's so sad, it's so hard, but it helps Todd stay in check, because I'm over here, like, I'm not laughing and things aren't happening, like.
See, it was the look down that he would get, and you could just see him straighten up.
Proud I brought
That's
my
right.
pins tonight.
That's
too.
right. No, I also appreciate all that you do for us and the support, and as Jonathan mentioned, the amount of time and commitment you put in. People don't understand it. I know I don't even know all of the hours that you spend and the contacts, people that are contacting you and the emails, the calls, et cetera. So thank you for that effort. Thank you for the support. You've always supported us, always. And I just want to say that it matters. And it matters in our recruitment, our retention, and all the things. And I do want to say Team Magic rocked it tonight. That was absolutely amazing. My heart was just so full. That's what we're about right there, is opportunities for kids, all kids. So absolutely love that. Brittany, Colleen, Chloe for having such a passion. That was amazing, because she's getting an opportunity here that is going to be instrumental for her lifelong journey. So, and Jill Arminio, I don't want to miss that. Also, just one quick thing. Dream Center, I went to make a reservation for the Dream Center for a meeting in February. Booked after school. So really great job, Aaron Roberts, Dan Little, Robin Jordan, Ben Brown, all the folks associated with that and making that a reality, because kids are using it. We built it and they came. Thank you.
We're going to throw a party in there, I hear, later this year. So,
Yes.
you know, I'll try and book it for that date.
Better not damage it.
No promises. Mr. Petrie.
Best behavior.
Yes, I too would like to reiterate what both Christine and Tanya have said about appreciating the board. I just believe it takes a special person with a very high level of commitment to be willing to do the jobs you all do. And they're clearly thankless. So I wanted you to know it's highly appreciated. I'd also like to say we had this major snowstorm that come out of nowhere. At least I wasn't paying attention to it, so it felt like it came out of nowhere. But, you know, I'm one of those people I've learned about myself. I really appreciate people who arise to the occasion. And I like to use the word grind when it's time to do it, so that we have things prepared for kids. And it was just really cool to watch. We had a couple of mechanics that are like, hey, we used to plow snow. No one knew. Guess what? You got a job. Our grounds guys, Rob Middleton's crew really come in and saved the day with us from Middleton Construction. And of course, Jonathan, everyone, he comes out and cleans off windshields. And they literally had 3 foot of snow on our bus windshields, no lie. And of course, it made all these guys who are new to this nervous, like, are we not doing our job? Why is he working? And I said, you're going to get used to that. That's how this works around here. So they just, man, for 16, 17 hours, they just kept it straight, kept it going. Everyone got along and they got it done. It was just one of those moments at the end of that you were like, that was good. Wish I could have those more often. But I just wanted to really give a shout out to those folks.
And we'll second that as grateful parents, for those of us that still have children, extending the break a little bit longer it's okay, I guess, you know? Our nerves aren't shot or anything, but, you know, I think, you know, we make light, but that is such a monumental lift. That's a lot of hours, that's a lot of snow, just to make it so that these buildings are accessible safely. We talk about safe and inviting schools, but that's a critical way to do it, and so we really are grateful for the hard work in some difficult conditions.
Well, I would like to bring to the attention, I know Sean and Jonathan's gonna love this, those two pieces of equipment you bought, the front end loader and the side, man, they saved the day. I liked them so much, I'm gonna ask Sean if I can buy another one.
On the record.
Save your
Oh,
pay.
We have to dig deep in the couch cushions, Todd, we have to dig.
Maybe
Thank
next
you,
year.
Todd. Sean,
Just kidding.
you're up.
Thank you to the board. As Jonathan mentioned, all the committees that were up there, just a small sampling of the work that you guys do behind the scenes. Obviously, you guys know that, but for anybody out there in the community, often a thankless job. The pay is terrible, but you guys put in a lot of hours, and we appreciate it. You guys all bring a great deal of expertise, and so we appreciate all of your feedback and input and insights, and so thank you for that. Great job by Team Magic tonight. Really appreciated seeing them. Last thing I had was deep condolences and sympathies to family of Terry Wilson, sub-custodian for us. His wife, Missy, as well, works in the fiscal office, so services for him were today. They did a great job, but just a deepest sympathies to his family, and our thoughts and prayers out to them.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you, Sean.
second that. We are thinking about you, Missy, and we'll keep you in our prayers and thoughts as you go through this season of loss, but we'll be here for you as well. January 21st and 22nd, community conversation. Tracy mentioned it. Just make sure your calendars are marked for that. That is going to be a great opportunity for you to give some authentic feedback that's going to give direction to our future. So it's a great chance for you to see some of our principles in action and get up close, and just an opportunity. Community conversations, the spirit of that is really to give our community a voice and to honor and value their voices. And so please take advantage of that. The holiday help, you know, Casey and Brian are special people, and Tracy said sleepless. They really, I mean, I think Casey gets up at maybe 2:33 every day. I mean, I don't know how. And then 5:30, I started running on the treadmill because I can't run out in the snow right now, and there's Casey right next to me. I mean, she's everywhere. And we just so appreciate them and their service to this community. They do a lot behind the scenes, and they're not looking for anything, any thank yous. They just do the job. I also want to also just reiterate thank you to the board, not just for all the service and the time that you put into it, but also just being your thoughtful approach. You're prepared, you know what's going on, you know what's happening in our district, you ask good solid questions, you challenge us to think, you don't let us get comfortable, but you push us to be better, and we appreciate that. That's the kind of culture that we enjoy, we thrive in it. And it helps us to be better. So we appreciate that about you, and going through the hard stuff with us, and not just like putting us out there, but rolling up your sleeves and saying, let's do this. And so we appreciate that. Last thing, that the cheerleaders, a lot of them are just good family friends, and but just love seeing them doing the thing they love to do, and watching our kids build meaningful relationships through that. That's like what we're about. And building that Mason moment. I'll just introduce, I had a kid in the high school see me in the hall and said, Dr. Cooper, I think it was Dr. C or something like that, but have a comet-full day. Comet-full day. And so I just want to introduce the idea of comet-full to everybody tonight officially as we kick off this 2025 year, that we're going to have a comet-full year. Our hearts are full after that, and it was a comet-full Mason moment that we got to experience tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. I think that takes us to item 26, board commentary. So, we're going to go from our cleanup hitter to our leadoff hitter now. Mr. Galvin.
Well, thank you, President Orr. I want to start and acknowledge the moment for you in this role is something that I think you should be proud of. And I know you've got a family member here in the audience who's diligently,
Wake up back there.
just wrapped with attention and just sitting on pins and needles, celebrating.
We knew it.
But I do, and I know you had other family that were here as well earlier, and I'm so glad that they were able to be here for the occasion. This is something that your whole family and friends and support network should definitely be proud of. And I joked with my wife, but I'm only half serious. When I first served on the board, and then each subsequent step of leadership to the vice president and presidency, you're only promised 4 years at a time in this role, and it might, you can't take any of it for granted, and it might not come back. It's no guarantees, but you can always, that's something that can't be taken from you, and it's something very cool and something well deserved, well earned. Look forward and appreciate your leadership and skill set in guiding our board. And, I know all of us have served in either the president or the vice president seat, and so we all kind of know your inbox fills up a little bit more, your phone dings and goes off a little bit more often. You find yourself, there's that intrinsic pull, on your way home from some errand or shopping, and you see there's a JV Quidditch game going on, and I better go just check on the score and something, and all those things that, nobody has a job description for that role necessarily, but you feel the responsibilities, and they find you at some point, and I know you're well suited for it, and I'm grateful for your willingness to serve in that role. So aside from that, looking forward to the start of 2025, a Comet full year. I love that expression. I'm excited to find ways to weave that in and use that from time to time. Grateful for our Mason Magic team coming tonight and celebrating with us. And just let's go get after it this year.
Agree. All right, so we're going to go slide over to Mrs. Batchy.
Well, thank you. Hats off, Todd, to the amount of snow you moved. For real. When I pulled in, even all the parking lot or the parking spots, I'm like, what if, there's a parking spot still covered in snow? There's not enough. So that was amazing. Because I spent about 6 hours on my tractor just trying to get our driveway cleared. So I respect what you did. So thank you. And Jonathan, you were out there with your sleeves rolled up moving snow
Todd was
too.
driving and pushing the snow for hours. I mean, I give a lot of credit to him and the guys, because you're right, not one spot can be covered.
Right.
That's different from most places. But
And
they
I
all-
noticed that.
Yeah.
I did
Thanks
notice
for
that.
noticing that.
Yeah. So thank you for that. I know that was a couple of very long, cold days. So your work is evident in how nice our facilities are and dry. So thank you. Charles, thanks for your leadership over the last several years. It was a pleasure having you at the helm of this board, and I know that the hours and time that you put in leading. So all the behind the scenes work, thank you for that. And Ian, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
I know you're going to do a great job. You did a great job on the first meeting, and I'm thankful that you're willing to step into this role, because I know it is time consuming. You have a demanding job. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll go to my left and Ms. Shingler.
We can do that.
We can do that?
Congratulations, Ian.
Thank you.
And Matt. It's nice to have you back and fully in the swing of things once again. And Ian, you're still a fairly youngster.
Yep.
But you've really earned trust,
Thank you.
and people appreciate the way you do the work. And that's really, really important, because we have to be about everybody in all kinds of likes, dislikes, and fortes and not so forte.
Yes, ma'am.
And we really appreciate your attitude with that.
Thank you.
So we're in great hands moving forward. And the community always does a great job of supporting the board. Talk about the community that we support, and they support the schools, but it's really such a, it's a surprise. Honestly, I forgot again, it was January Board Appreciation Month, and you always take such good care of us, but every time we come into this meeting, not only do I appreciate the way you recognize us, not because we want it, but let's face it, when someone appreciates you and they tell you so, it feels good. We try to do the same with you, but it's such an honor to serve people who appreciate what you do, what you try to do. Todd, the community again, supporting you with the snow removal. Can't back down anything that you and the whole group accomplished, and you really made some tracks, no pun intended. But we were grateful, I think, that we had opportunities to make ourselves available to our students much sooner than some other districts, and we really appreciate that. We really do. And that community and the schools forming a bond all together, I think the cheerleaders tonight were such a wonderful reminder of that. We're all about looking for ways to provide every kid, every day, one of Tanya's favorite phrases of mine, to give them opportunities to do things they love, do things they enjoy, get better at things that motivate them and are going to make them better people. And that's what that was. I was just as impressed with the group of volunteers as I was the cheerleaders who were committed and driven to perform their best tonight. That's just, this month always makes me reflect on some of the benefits of this job. Because, you know, if you do it, you're not doing it for the pay rate, you're doing it because you love it, you're doing it because you see the value of it. So thank you for making that a pleasure. We appreciate all of you.
Thank you, Connie. Vice President Matt Steele.
Thank you. So now, not going first, I have the joy of making everybody sit through more comments about some of the same topics. Tonight, I don't feel bad because these are worth hitting on. First, Charles, thank you for your service sitting in the center seat. You even hung on kind of an extra year for the cycle that we tend to be in. Just wanted to thank you for your service and your leadership. We've truly appreciated it. And I think the role of the president, sort of like you alluded to, becomes most aware and most prevalent when things aren't going so great in the district. And this was a year where there were times where things weren't going so great. And I wanted to just thank you for leading through that, and to thank your wife, Natalie, also, because it's also not easy on the families, and especially the wives, when things aren't going well and you're the center of attention for reasons that you might not want to be necessarily. So just wanted to thank Natalie explicitly. Ian, congratulations. I think we should all be proud to be a part of another historic moment for you in the district. So I just wanted to recognize that. Thank you for your service. Connie, you're right to point out that you've earned trust, because you've only now been on the board for 2 years.
3.
Well, we're entering the 3rd year, right? How many years? Well,
3. Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
3.
first
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, you has been 3. This is the 4th.
This is 4th.
But still, my point is, it's not often. My point remains, it's not often that you become president in your first term.
That's true.
So that, I think it's a testament to the trust that you have earned and the work that you put in and the grind that we talk about a lot in the district.
Yep.
So excited to serve with you in this new role. The snowstorm, real quick, just wanted to, again, kudos. I mean, it's amazing. There's a lot of square footage to clear. There's a lot of snow. I don't know what the volume is of the snow and the square footage, but that's a lot. And we didn't call off school the second day because we didn't clear. It wasn't because we didn't have the buses cleared or the sidewalks or parking lots cleared. We did the work. It was too big for the area, right? There were other reasons. So just thank you to your team, Todd, for everything they did. And then I think the moment of the night, Team Magic. What a special opportunity for us to see firsthand some of the best of what our district has to offer. Just to see the joy on the cheerleaders' faces, again, doing what they love. Somebody mentioned that. And then I think my favorite moment of the night was when they were done, when they were hugging each other, just celebrating and just being together in their joy was just incredible. And Christine, thank you for pointing out too that I wanted to ask Chloe a question, because it is not just an experience. It's an intended experience for the adaptive cheerleading team, but it is much of a lifelong experience for the students who volunteer. And we have so many opportunities like that for students to interact with other students who are not exactly like them, and to have a real experience that's going to last a lifetime. And so those are some of the things that I'm most proud of. And I just wanted to thank again the Mason Schools Foundation and everybody who supports the foundation. That is that happened because of people's generosity and pouring back into the schools. And so I just wanted to recognize that, and thank Jill and Brittany and Colleen for all their work too. So thank you.
Thank you, Matt. I feel very much like you, and I think January is a great natural time to reflect. So first, want to reflect on the life of Mr. Wilson, and just be grateful for all that he is in his family's life, the service he gave to the district as well, and just say that we're there for the family in whatever they need. For tonight, I remember when I got elected, and Jonathan and Sean called me in, and it was, 15 minutes on the minute, of all the executive team coming in the room and, talking to me. And I'm sure at some point it seeped in, but it was a lot. And I remember looking at you and turning to you and go, man, this takes a lot of trust. This whole thing is really built on a trust. And so to sit in this middle seat, first and foremost, thank you for trusting me to follow you for a year and see what you do and how you do what you do. I think people have preconceived notions. I like to think of us like Riggs and Murtaugh, because I'm a little bit older than you. And so this guy's really funny. Like, I don't think people understand how funny Charles Galvin is. I get his humor and I dig it. But just a really solid example of how to be measured and thoughtful, and to approach this with the caution and commitment that it takes to be successful, and to make sure that this district and this board is successful. So I appreciate your example, I do, and the time that you spent with me. For the rest of my board members, this has been fun, getting to know each one of you very personally, because of how much time we spend together, and your families. It's just been a pleasure. So thank you for trusting me to sit here. And by no means am I the entirety of it, but that you guys trust me that much really means a lot to me. It does. To the staff, I think most of you got a kind of feel for me now. I like to have fun. And I think you guys do too. And I think that's part of what makes this group really good. You guys are top level at what you do, but you enjoy one another and you enjoy the work, especially, and you enjoy the community, and you care, you're committed. So the only thing I can do is match that and be there with you, and I promise to do that. Matt, we get to do the ride along. I don't know if we'll be Riggs and Murtaugh. I gotta figure out. I don't know, but because you're older than me, so I don't know. We got to figure that out.
I know there was a time they called me the young guy.
Yeah, well, listen, neither one of us are the young guy. He's still the youngest board member ever down here.
It
this
annoys
guy.
me as much today as it used to.
Yeah, but he's getting there though. He'll be 40 soon. He'll be there. But no, I generally am just really deeply grateful to serve. And the last thing because Dr. Cooper and we share a love for basketball, so I want to get out of here so he can go see why I play. Talent is equally distributed in the world. Opportunity is not. And so when we are intentional about providing opportunities for people's talent to shine, it is a credit to us. And so to watch these young women be afforded an opportunity, we hear, and the administrative team hears, this is a competitive place. And so not everybody gets to wear Mason across their chest. So when we can create opportunities for people to show the pride and spirit that they have in being a Mason Comet, it is a wonderful thing. It is not a thing that we take lightly. And so to see how excited they were to have Mason across their chest, to be a team is in an authentic way, not in a, they learn the routine, they go to practice, they are athletes, and I'm just grateful that we as a district are ever so intentional about trying to create opportunities where we can to let people's talent shine. And so that's why I do this, is because I think that this work matters, because this work creates opportunities for people's talents to shine, and when their talents shine, they find purpose and they find passion. So really grateful to serve with this wonderful board. I think we've probably got the best board in Southwest Ohio, but I'm biased, so there's that.
West Ohio?
I'll second that.
Bigger.
Go bigger? Go bigger? All right, I'm with that. I agree. But with that, that's all I've got. Look forward to a wonderful year. It's going to be a big year for the Orr household because, wink, wink, nod, nod. I'm almost an empty nester. But with that, we will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Go Irish.
Go Bucks.